Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourselves in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to another exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This afternoon we have a rather special scene, a scene of, shall we say, astronomical importance to some, or absolutely minor and utterly infuriating importance to others. This evening we find. One moment, I just want to get the. Your character's stage name is Lots of.
Yep.
I accept this premise. We find the
She
DJ with
wants a
this.
lot.
We find Lottie crammed into the back of an Uber, screaming at it to go faster. She's about to be late for her gig at a club named Sanctity this evening. The rain continues to fall down from heaven, buffeting and battering the car as you proceed to go. Frankly, if you're not there in 10 minutes, they're either going to give up your spot or they're going to pay the other DJ performing tonight, one MC McGrew. Yes, apparently in Ireland they have very little thought when it comes to the naming of their DJ ships. They're going to pay him for a second spot. So you proceed to be driving through the darkness of Dublin's night. It's about 10 o'clock in the evening. Welcome to existence. It kind of sucks at this moment, man.
It fucking sucks for Lottie. In the back of the Uber, Lottie's got her tablet out and a bunch of music pumped into her head. One of her buds is in her ear and the other's got it open, just kind of peering around to make sure this is exactly where we're going, right? Is he fucking right? No. Legs, her phone in the other hand, trying to make sure that her Uber's actually getting to the place they gotta fucking go to. She swears to, well, whatever the fuck's out there, if he doesn't make it in the next 5 minutes, she might just jump out and run. But oh, that would mean cramming everything back into her book bag and running like the sheer damn devil himself is behind her. But hopefully that won't work out. Maybe it'll just work out. Maybe, oh, you know what? Fuck it, whatever. Moving her through the library, trying to make sure all her songs are set up correctly. She does not want to be late. This would be like her second gig in Dublin. This is a new city for her. She does not want to fuck up. She doesn't want some has-been named DJ McGrew or whatever the fuck name in this damn city to take her spot. Because frankly, she's worked hard for it and she might have some issues with that. She doesn't want trouble to follow her. Not here, not here. That'd be so very terrible. She really wants
The
to
Uber
make,
itself
but
will finally, nail-bitingly close to your deadline, screech to a halt outside of the club called Sanctity, as I say. You see the bouncer, a large man with an earpiece standing outside in the pouring rain, an umbrella held over his head. The doors, two large purple slabs of wood, held open. You hear the music pounding from the inside as you step out into the pouring rain.
items shoved in bag, zipped, and off she jumps. She practically skips to the bouncer, smiles, waves around her card, and swanters on in. Speed walking, 1 2 step, cha cha cha, all the way towards the back, so she can set up her equipment. Greatest thing about being one of these kind of high-tech DJs is she doesn't have to lug around a damn jock. That would fucking suck, but she doesn't have to do that. Easy, 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 easy. Breathe.
The dance floor itself is hopping. This club has a capacity of maybe 300 people or so, and it is definitely filled to capacity. You notice that all around you, you see the ambiance. Everything in here has a vaguely purple shade to it. So all of the lights themselves have a purple tealish hue to them. The bar itself is set off and into a wall in a deep alcove. See the many faceted liquor bottles glittering and gleaming. There is a woman standing behind the bar with the same kind of obnoxious purple hair um, as the same shade, so that everything seems to match. She pours drinks, flicking the bottles expertly between her fingers to pour one shot before spinning around to pour another. You will have to fight your way through the what can only be described as the gyrating crowds until such time as you do manage to make your way to the back entrance or the stage entrance. You'll notice a man dressed in a rather well cut, somewhat expensive suit leaning against the door frame. He has a vape pen in one hand. He's taking a deep draw of whatever the flavor smoke is as he exhales it through his nostrils, and he'll say, "You're late."
Lottie will pull out her tablet and, oh, would you look at that? She's only a minute under. Well, it all depends on your kind of idea of what late is, but hey, better late than never. And she'll try to turn around on him to go behind him to set onto the platform.
He will casually shrug and lean back where he was leaning. You're able to go through the door that he's standing in front of that leads you back upstairs to the DJ's booth. The DJ's booth itself is located approximately 15 feet above the crowd, the punters below, so that they have a commanding view of those individuals gyrating their way to success or failure across the dance floor. The booth itself is currently occupied by a large man who's wearing a white t-shirt with some insignia on it or other, who will very casually turn around, look you up and down before he will say, "Well, well, well. I guess that it's better late than never in your case."
Technically, 1 minute under. If you'll excuse me. Hi. She'll make her way to her seat. Light smile, full of knives, and start setting up.
He will proceed to, he'll kind of walk around you and he'll shrug and he'll say, "What a shame. I was hoping they'd have to pay me for a double. Needless to say, I've warmed them up for you, so give them hell, won't you?"
Heaven, hell, purgatory in between. I'll give them lots.
Well, up, down, side to side, who really cares? Right, it's your decks, he'll say as he closes the door behind you.
She'll scoff as she sets things up. Who really cares, honestly? It's all about Karen. Gotta feel the system. And headphones on, plugging in. Speakers set up, tablets all nice and set. She just loves this kind of setting. She'll take out a bunch of her mixtapes, put it all in, and slowly slow down the music. Voice modulator on. Well, kiddies. Looks like you've been having fun times. Little beats here and there in Sanctuary City. But don't you want it to be just a little bit more vivacious, a little bit more lively? To feel the heartbeat thumping up and down as you lick her down? I'm here to help you, hun. And she'll start setting up the first set of songs. Big Data, some interesting mixes between Arch Enemy and Switchfoot. Lots of things moving in and out, kind of like a mixing orchestra where you've got different systems mashing together in a righteous war, but still things just sound so clear, and it grips you at your heart, and all you want to do is just tap your feet and run, rush against one another and jump and scream and hope somebody up there hears you, because you've got just so much fucking feeling, and the only way to express it is to dance. And this is how lots of DJs.
Very good. All right. You proceed to, your hands will flick expertly across the controls. The music responds just as you want it to. You feel the sensation that you can only get from standing in front of the people as they once again they harmonize with you. Their bodies move in sensual agreement or attunement to the sound that you create. In essence, you and your music and their bodies become one. They become a fixture of one another. Until such point as you start to notice something. It starts out of the corner of your eye. You feel it moving through you. You feel it all around you. But it's a sweet, sweet tone. You start to see patterns in the music. You start to see colors where color didn't exist anymore. Every single throb and beat of the system, of the huge speaker system, produces sounds and produces images that fly before your eyes so quickly that they're almost hard to see until they rhythmically start to slow and until they rhythmically start to slow with the beat. You're seeing it. You're being enveloped by it, and all of these tunes and harmonies of music are flowing around you, dancing with you in the booth. No one else can see this, no one else understands it, but in that moment, you and the music, your heart, both of your heart beats as one.
Lottie's not sure if she smacked her head against that damn mover or she slipped. Who knows? But for some reason, this is all just so fucking groovy. And she doesn't use that term lightly. Maybe somebody used to smoke something in this booth, that idiot who left. Who knows? But all she wants to do is just join and dance with the others in the background. But she knows. She has to stay here and make sure the system just works. Lead them to that glorious space of adrenaline rush where you feel connected to everyone else doing the same damn dance, but each a little bit more unique than the other. She wants to help them.
As you contemplate that, you will look down on the dance floor and you will see all 300 faces looking up at you. You will see them start to walk. You will see them start to line up. There will be 5 lines across the dance floor, straight lines. And they will all start to dance in perfect unison, each face bearing a look of ecstatic bliss as they basically follow. They're dancing how you pictured they would dance and doing as you wished that they would do. It is as if they were your puppets and you the puppeteer.
She'll simply giggle and turn her seat. Dance, my dears, dance. Enjoy these days, for you never know when one will be your last. Hold one another and simply move. Today is your day.
As you say that, every single person in the room will fall down and stop moving.
What? She'll jostle in her seat. The fuck?
Everyone has fallen to the ground and stopped moving.
She'll put on a mix of Eddie Grant's Electric Avenue mixing with Talking in Your Sleep by the Romantics and a little bit of Halsey to kind of serve as background noise as she kind of looks over her table, hoping that the actual fuck.
Everyone in the room is laying down on the floor and not moving.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay, she'll go through her bag and grab an apple and some water and kind of peer over. Okay, sniff around. There's no gas. Well, actually, what am I doing? You can't sell gas that kills you. Fuck. Dublin Times 101. Newcomer, lots of, manages to kill a crowd full of people simply dancing them to death. No, who would say that? Who would think that? Munching on her apple. I'm gonna go check it out. No, don't do that. That's a bad idea. I'm gonna do it anyway. She opens the door.
You see a figure seated on the turntable, a tiny, minute figure that's sitting, looking up at you. It appears to be made of a conglomeration of light and star matter that is constantly flicking, constantly changing. The hue and color are never the same second to second. And it appears if it had eyes, the eyes would be fixed on you.
The fuck? Lottie's gonna take off her obnoxious orange sunglasses. Look at the figure. Rub said sunglasses with her t-shirt. Put them back on. Nope, still there. Looks at Apple. I thought you were good. Puts back in bag.
They dance the dance that you want them to dance, soul sister. You said to dance like it was their last day, and well, it just might be. Tell them that they're born again tomorrow and watch as they give in to the beat. It's simple as that.
Okay. Looks at the figure, goes over to the microphone. Darling dears, how you dance so well. Breathe again and come up some more. And she'll start playing Melody Circus by Savant. Dance, for you've got more time and all the time to spend. Live your lives. Breathe. One of us. Let's go.
You will see them all in unison rise to their feet again. The breathing will continue. There is a great sigh as breath is intaken. You see them start to once again adopt that look upon their faces, a look of euphoria, a look that anything is possible. You feel arms wrapped around your waist, and you feel a face pressed against the side of your own, and you hear the same voice saying, "You're the singer of the song, the dreamer of the dream. This world is nothing but an illusion. Shadows and dust all coming together to make pretty little music in pretty little movements. You transcend that, you see. You command and they answer. The world is yours. So what do you want? What do you do?"
I just want to make the world dance and feel good.
Oh,
What else
my.
is there?
So what you're saying, darling Pine, is the simple fact of the matter is you want to feel the world move and you want to feel it. You want to feel the world move and you want to feel it smile. You want each smile on every face and you want to know that in the heart they sing the same song. That's interesting.
Just want the world to move. Stagnation is nothing but death itself. Why
So what you're saying,
survive when you can live?
you feel lips pressed against your cheek, and then you hear, so what you're saying is you're afraid to stop moving.
Nothing stops moving. Only the dead do.
Are you afraid to die?
Isn't that the next adventure? You've got so much to do now.
What,
Time
the
runs
next
out.
great adventure, I suppose.
Time's running out, and I won't stop moving until it does. And then, hey, maybe I'll get lucky and start all over again.
But what happens when one is not just beholden to time, the master of time? What happens when you can tick the last tick and talk the last talk, but still wake up fresh as a daisy the next day?
Then you can never run out of music to listen to.
Or music to create. But yes, I understand the premise. So, my little one, the darling buds of May, come now, give me your wish. Let's make it biblical.
Your wish granter?
I'm merely someone who wants to show you the way, to show you the path. The fact is, as I said, the whole world is but a dream and you're just the dreamer, so come on, lay it on me. Let's see what we can make possible in a moment. A kiss can change the world. Let's see if we can burn down the empires.
Well, burning things does run in my family. I'm all for it. And
So,
she'll pick up the apple she had in her hand, with a bite mark in it, and offer it. I'm here for dreams.
you will hear a crunch, and you will see the fact that there is another bite taken out of the apple, but you can't see anyone. As I said, you still feel the arms wrapped around, but you've never looked down to see them or anything such. But you see there's a bite mark taken out of the apple. All right then. You start to see down around you huge flowers start to sprout from the floor. You start to see from the dance floor, rather than just a disco ball or lights, you start to see stars physically glimmer in the darkness of the ceiling, as opposed to anything else, as opposed to the fact that there might have been something more or less. There are now, as I say, stars. There are now there are now stars that glitter down upon you. You start to see figures start to dance among the people that clearly aren't human. Human-shaped playing cards who twirl with spears. A huge caterpillar laying upon a leaf, smoking a shisha pipe. Panic laughter from behind you, and it says, "Well, you wanted dreams, darling star. So come on, let's make it magic. Give it your own touch. What do you want to see? Who should be dancing there? What should they be doing? Come now, more and more. You can do it."
Lottie is just going to look at the table she has and set up a couple of songs. Citaran, Fly Away, The Dance Macabre, and Phoenix. Songs of triumph and horror and trying to strive against the darkness in the world, dancing in vibration while tearing things apart.
All right.
Sweet little
You start
things.
to see from the floor beneath you. You see from the center of the dance floor a bird made of fire extends its huge wings and takes a flap until it hovers above the dance floor. At which point you see the patrons, still all dancing in unison, start to move from the floor to the tables. They start picking up the furniture, throwing it hither, dither, yither, and yon, smashing it into splinters. You see them start to cavort wildly like satyrs in old tales. They uncork alcohol, drink its contents, and smash it off the walls. Everything becomes a revelry. Everything becomes chaos. Chaos.
And all the while, Lottie will laugh and laugh. And her heart will swoon. Everything is just so beautiful. Hearing the noise, the music hum, the noise of the people moving, one chaotic factor of just a mess. Taste of apple in her mouth. She feels so at peace and yet so alive. That's all she wants, is just to live.
Then the being smiles and says, "And why don't we take it further? The next step. This is just a little place, but a message could be sent. Simple question. Why doesn't it all just burn down?"
Lottie will slow down the songs, soft songs. You've seen the butcher. Move your body. And finally, just for Noldy's sake, all night long. To make sure that it doesn't just last for an hour, but just for the night. To see if it'll echo in their own little dreams when they wake. Tear it apart, build it anew, and start again. All is one. Burn down, eat your gods. Find your heroes and beat them up. Be the better. Everything.
You see one man stand on the bar, and you see the spark of fire, as in his hands 2 bottles of vodka with clearly his sleeves torn from his shirt stuffed into them. And they go caterwauling and careening, slicing through the air until they impact the walls, and then whoosh. There is fire. At which point you feel another tender kiss upon your neck, and you hear the words, "This will do. This will do nicely. It's a pleasure to meet you, mon chéri, and it's most certainly a pleasure to be met. However, unfortunately, what can I say? This isn't even the beginning. This isn't even the start. This is the rehearsal to the grand dance. So, you and I will be speaking again very, very soon. But in the meantime, what can I say? Needless to say, you've lit a fire that'll burn for 1,000 years, or at least in this case, well, just burn the building down." At which point you feel the presence of the figure disappear.
Fuck. Fire.
Yes, the building is on fire.
Shit. Music tracks. Switch over. Ah, there it is. Breath of Life and Towards the Sun mix up. Songs of trying to escape issues.
You have lost whatever supernatural control you seem to have had on the audience. All of the flowers and the things from Wonderland have disappeared, and there is a screaming, riling populace.
Well, fuck me over. Okay, things going back. Fire alarm is thrown. Which, look at that. It looks like, oh, my check just came up. Okay.
All right. Okay.
With all of her shit in her bag. Lottie's gonna pull up her phone and be like, shit, what the fuck kind of 911 situation is in this country? Is it 411? 111? 711? Oh, Lord. She wouldn't think of that. Just run down the stairs, pull another fire alarm, hope this shit works. Exit this way, ladies and gentlemen. And run towards an emergency exit. Fuck. And hopefully people will follow. Are people just still just destroying shit? I can't hear anybody.
I'm muted.
Yeah, oh, okay. Well, then if he's AFK, I'm just going to have Lottie pull down a bunch more fire alarms and just kind of point towards emergency exits for people as she's trying to get the fuck out of here. Up by the bar to get a bottle of water. Just like, hi, can I have that? Thank you, bye.
Sorry, I just had to go and deal with someone.
Hey, so Lottie has pulled down several fire alarms, hoping somebody will come and stop the fire. Point towards emergency exits. Bye, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great show. Just run towards any exit possible.
There is much running. You are not the only one running. There is, in fact, a great deal of running. You proceed. Hmm?
No, just Lottie, just the like sweet Jehovah's vet.
You are able to make your way towards one of the emergency exits that's already been thrown open, booted open, you'd probably assume at this point, because people don't like fire, and being surrounded by it even less so. Until you find yourself standing once again on the raining streets outside the club as smoke begins to billow out from beneath it.
Lottie's gonna run around the block, kind of take a moment to breathe. Not one of my worst shows. Honestly, it could have been better, right? Right, it could have definitely been better, but not one of the worst. There was that one guy who brought in a cow. It was a weird day. Yeah, the vegans. Jesus, it's a lot of coughing. Smoke inhalation? Am I hallucinating? No, I'm not. All good. Bag pulls out water. Okay. Now let's hope the little fucker actually paid me. She'll look through her phone to her bank account to see if there's any money. No, maybe.
Welcome to being broke.
God damn it! I still have his card. Yes. Yeah, then you totally owes me money. She'll slowly walk her way in the rain. Fuck. And look for maybe another bar, maybe a restaurant, or like a Mickey D's, whatever. Somewhere that'll get her out of the rain. Somewhere cheap, too, that she can fucking afford.
You will feel someone stand behind you, an umbrella be raised over your head.
She will me jump and turn, arms all kung fu actually. The fuck are you? Oh, hello. How can I help you? Kind stranger with the umbrella.
I think it is more the fact that I can help you, little one. For the record, Siren is dressed as he is pictured there, so he's wearing the robes, except in this situation, he's wearing shoes.
Oh boy.
He looks him up and down. Good sir. Obviously a sir, because nobody I know who's not rich would dress like that. Sir, how can you help me? You whom have never met me before, I assume, unless you're like one of those rich people who like have direct access to CCTV. What you want?
He will very calmly smile, and there is a very reassuring presence to this person, as in he strikes you as immediately both wise but also incredibly calm. And he will say, I felt you when you were the music and the music was you. Needless to say, I'm not exactly sure if I would have ended it in fireworks myself, but I
Oh my
sensed
god,
that
I
you
had
needed.
fireworks as a song too.
I sensed that you needed a friend.
Yeah, I don't think wait. Yeah, what? What fire? Obviously the venue had faulty wiring behind the bar. Honestly, a place like that should be more upkept with its electrical outwork.
So it had nothing to do with the fact that the man poured vodka all over the. So it had nothing to do with the two Molotov cocktails used to ignite the premises. Then
Were you at the bar, sir? Do you have direct
no,
access to the closed? Okay, well then, how would you know these? Wait, how the fuck do you know? Who are you, Mister?
my name is Siren. It is very nice to meet you.
Name. Lots of, and she'll hold out her hand to shake it.
He will extend his hand and he will say, "It is it is a great pleasure to meet you in that case." One moment, sorry. It is a great pleasure to meet you in that case, Miss. Um, I'm going to get your name right. He will say, "It's a great pleasure to get your name in that to make your acquaintance, Miss Lottie Amari, or Amiri. Is it Amiri or Amari? Amiri.
How do you know Amari? No one knows Amari. Sus eyes.
I know Amari. Thus, somebody clearly does."
Okay, Mr. Siren. Or just Siren. I'm not sure if it's like a title or your surname. I'm just gonna go with Mr. Mr. Siren. You obviously know things that I do not, and you obviously know things that I know that I'm pretty sure you shouldn't fucking know unless you got some sort of mojo or something. So what we're gonna do is we're going to move from this point in place to is that it looks like a bar. Do they have food? We will go across to that bar. The bar that is not the bar on fire. And I'm gonna get food and you can talk. I will do my best to listen and maybe believe you. But at the same time, I hold the right to make me run out screaming in case you end up being some sort of psycho. Do you agree?
I assure you, we're all a little bit crazy.
Okay, like one of those psychos that puts you in a ditch and like lowers the basket and says it puts the lotion on its skin. Those psychos, all right?
Once again, I assure you, we're all a little bit crazy. But yes,
Mr. Siren, you're not helping. I kind of want your help, but like I don't know. So
he will
good?
put his hand to your face, and he will put it against your cheek, and he will say, "Take a deep breath. It's all going to be fine."
Okay, but like creepy voices and bars on fire don't normally constitute as fine. I'm gonna listen
No.
to you here out, but I would actually like to get some food into my body because if not, I might faint. And then how are you going to explain that to anybody?
Siren will move incredibly quickly, and what will happen is he's wearing the robe, but he'll basically throw the robe over you as he spins around, and you are then not standing where you were standing. You were standing in front of two large double oaken doors on a red velvet carpet up a set of stairs, nowhere near where you just were.
Okay, so that explains how you would explain things to people. Where the fuck are we? Excuse my French.
We're at a safe place. It's called the Griffith Club.
Oh, it's a pub and they have food. Okay.
It's a club and they have food, but yes, technically.
Great. Okay. You could warn me next time, mister. That's a little jarring. Things thrown over you are a little creepy. Please.
Very well then. Siren will push open the bar of the Griffith Club. For the record, our other PCs may now join us as people already within eating or drinking in the Griffith Club.
Which one's the Griffin Club?
The Griffith Club, it's the Etherite bar.
Right. Yeah, I'll be there.
The food here
Having-
is free, so May just tend to like it because it's free.
Exactly. Food and beer.
Both of these are indeed important.
And both of them are now in Liam's belly. And 2 new people appeared.
Siren walks into the pub and into the room, and he'll kind of gesture for Lottie to follow him.
And Laddie will follow and look around, kind of just like, fuck.
The Griffith Club resembles a gentleman's club from the high days of old Queen Victoria. Everything in the room is wood paneling, expensive carpeture, deep leather armchairs. You see the face of many walrus mustached men looking down at you sternly from the walls. However, several of them have got graffiti on them. For example, one of them is wearing a pirate eye patch, and the other, his teeth have all been colored in black. There's a roaring fire. There's a roaring fire that's been set in the fireplace, and a fully stocked bar behind which a very stern-looking man with very pinched features is standing. There are also, hey Kim, do you exist?
Maybe.
How does existence feel, Kim?
Kind of shitty, if I'm to be honest.
Oh, do you need a hug?
I'd love a hug.
Okay, Kim gets hugs.
Thank you.
Everyone hug Kim.
Anyway,
So yes, it is. There are currently 2 people sitting, eating, and/or drinking in the Griffith Club. One of them is obviously Asian. The other one is obviously Peter Parker.
Yes. And he is drinking a beer and playing darts.
Iki has she has a sketchbook out and she's drawing in it.
What do you care to eat or drink, Miss Lottie? I will arrange it for you.
Apple juice, and if they have a burger, I will say yes.
How do you like your burger prepared? What toppings do you like?
Medium, all the dressings.
As you wish.
Thank you.
Has Ichiro met
And
Siren?
just-
I think she has.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she saved him from getting his head blown off. Yep. Siren will stop and he will bow politely to Ikiro as he passes her, and he will say, "Good evening, Miss Ikiro. I hope that you are well this evening."
Ah, indeed, Mr. Siren. How have you been?
It's just Siren, and thank you, I've been well. I've been rescuing this little dilettante who, unfortunately, may have burned down the Sanctity Club.
Again, not my worst DJ gig ever. And hi.
Hello, I'm Ikiro.
Nice to meet you, Yukira. I'm lots of.
See, I didn't catch that. Did she say Lottie or Lotso? Because I heard Lotso.
Lots of.
Oh,
Or Lottie, whichever. Not the other name glares at Siren lately.
pleasure to meet you.
She is, Siren will say as he speaks briefly to the barman to order the food and the drink. She is new.
Very new. So new that I don't know what the hell is going on.
Oh, how intriguing.
But I know chaos wherever it is I see it, so you and I are in fact, Miss Lottie, very old friends, even if you do not remember the French.
Yeah, don't remember much. It was fascinating. Really fascinating to just watch. And yeah. Honestly, bad apples. Really bad apple. And she'll remember the apple in her bag. But I frown a bit.
The apple juice will be placed in front of you at this point.
Sweet. take a sip. This is good apple juice.
Pretty bitchin' apple.
So, Mr. Siren, care to give me something to go about on?
It's just Siren.
What, Siren? Do you have any info that I could? Yeah.
What do you want to
Pretty
know?
lost. Well, I have a lot of questions, but the one that's like most prevailing was what the hell was that cape swish and like whoosh kind of thing? Because that's pretty cool. Surprising,
That was simple.
but mostly pretty cool.
I understand the fact that the difference between here and there is irrelevant. I understand that here can be there if you believe it to be so. Thus I made there here.
That actually makes a lot of sense, and that's a really cool Technicolor coded dreams you got.
He'll smile. Now then, it's been so long since I've had to do this. Where to begin? Where does one start?
Do you have an idea on what why music affected them?
Because you willed it to be so, and thus it was.
That's super direct, but also super vague. You do well in that, don't you, Siren?
Do what,
Super
sorry?
direct yet super vague. Don't you? Super direct yet super vague. Get that feeling from you.
It is my way, I suppose. You are different today than you were yesterday, and you will always be different until the day it is your soul leaves your body. I'm not explaining this very well. In all honesty,
No,
I don't generally tend to think on these levels much.
I mean, it's pretty. I am different, and when my soul leaves my body, which I'm pretty sure is like the big KO, different.
Yes.
Right? Self, don't jaywalk anymore. How the fuck? Just general question. How the fuck? Between like yesterday and today, I didn't really do much.
He'll contemplate and he'll say, "Today you learn to breathe for the very first time."
It told me to breathe. I mean, I told them to breathe. I guess breathing is important.
I will point out, hashtag,
Yes,
this is what
yes.
happens when you have somebody trying to explain something whose main focus is crazy wisdom.
Yes. So, where are they
Lottie's just
sitting?
gonna sip her juice.
Are they at the bar?
Yes, they're at the bar. They're talking loud enough for everyone to hear because there's no music or anything at this place.
All right.
And it's not
So
terrifically large.
He is. Liam's gonna walk up next to him at the bar, and he's gonna order another pint of a brown ale from the bartender. Or barbot, whatever it happens to be.
It is a person. Oh,
Okay.
well, it's a man today.
It's man today. Okay.
Helping.
Gonna get another pint of brown ale. And look up and over at Siren. That is a fancy coat.
Right? Isn't it just?
He will say, I don't know you. My apologies. My name is Master Siren. I'm the keeper of the keys and the keeper of the Library of Dublin. A pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Liam will turn and face him proper and bow his head. Liam Murphy, Bonnie. Order of Hermes, Bonnie, House Bonnie Sagas. The pleasure is all mine.
And before you assume, I am not a member of the Order of Hermes. Everyone who meets me assumes that.
I couldn't tell you why. I'm just being formal.
I think it's to do with the fact I maintain the library.
Possibly.
Yes.
I mean, we generally are known as librarians.
There's a library? What?
Oh, there are lots of libraries.
I maintain the Library of Dublin. Or rather, the Grand Sanctum of Knowledge, the realm that is not a realm within a place that is not a place within a dream that is still dreamt by those who know it, and by those who wish to ascertain it, see the dream and made reality and manifest.
That sounds pretty baller.
Thank you. And I know you. Sorry, he'll walk up and he'll once again casually reach out and stroke Lottie's face. As I said, it's comforting when he does it. You kind of get the immense sense of, okay, this might be weird under normal circumstances, but this guy is freaky yet somehow cool.
There's suspects, but there's no feeling behind it.
And he will say, "And I know you of old. I have known you, and we have danced many times. For that is how chaos must be."
I mean, if you say so, I don't remember you. I'm sorry.
Maybe in time. And no, to answer your question, Solon, we're in the Griffith Club.
Yay! Is it open or?
Yes.
Hooray!
And he'll look over at Lottie. Everything happens in time. Everything comes to.
Siren.
I mean, that's
Siren
kind
will,
of my mindset too.
Siren will. He will take the glass of brown ale before Liam can drink it, and he will throw it. He will basically throw it at Lottie, as in he keeps his hand on the glass, but he'll throw the liquid. If you understand my meaning.
Mm-hmm.
But
the
liquid will freeze in midair a couple of centimeters away from her face and hang suspended in midair.
Oh, my beer.
She will poke the beer.
It stays suspended. It stays suspended there. There, it is. It is still wet. It is still very beer. As you poke it, it will react as liquid suspended in a vacuum would poke.
Goes for a straw. We'll do the thing. We'll try the astronaut thing.
It's my beer.
It works. And no one's stopping you from getting a straw.
He will say, "Because one understands time, one understands the illusions that are things. So it is I understand that time is an illusion, and I have transcended that illusion. Thus I have transcended the bonds of time upon the substance. So it is now no longer bonded by time, and thus is not."
Did your time stop my beer?
He made it floaty. Technically, it's still moving if you jostle it around, but it's not moving independently because it's not flowing through time.
You time stopped my beer.
Right? Have a straw. Have a straw. We'll pass the straw. Join me in the beer.
You don't drink beer with the straw. That's just wrong.
Why don't you drink beer like this? Are you just going to gasp at it with your open maw like a fish?
Can I? He's gonna just be like, "Can I get another glass? I've got to get my beer out of the air."
What were you saying, Kim? Kim? Kimberly!
She muted. You're muted.
No!
It was nothing. Don't worry about it.
Okay. But yeah, Solon, if you'd like to come in now during the time of floaty beer.
Lottie's drinking the beer.
I have not had enough caffeine for this.
So yes, as you walk in, you will physically see an amount of beer roughly equivalent to a pint of beer that has been thrown through the air and is currently being sucked through a straw by a new person.
And Ikiro and Siren and Austin are all there. Or not Austin, Liam.
Correct.
Fiddly's going to open the door, step inside, look up, look at the beer, look at the nothing
Liam's-
holding the beer.
Liam's trying to get a new glass so he can get his beer out of the air.
The beer is
Huh.
currently being straw drunk.
That's not how you drink a
Mhm.
beer. He's going
She
to then
offered
take
a straw
take-
to you.
take the glass and kind of like try and collect it in the glass.
She's still drinking it through the straw. Just like, nope, I'm having this too. Pardon me, you're taking all of the air beer.
It's
Isn't that
my
how you
beer.
probably
I
share
paid for
drinks?
it.
The barman will point out technically it's free.
Oh, what would you look at that?
Shush.
Shush.
Fiddly's just going to look
It's
and walk over to Ikuro and just be like, why is there beer floating?
Siren wished to show off.
Okay.
I was trying to teach a lesson, Miss Ichiro. There is a defined difference.
So,
If you
Is
say so.
is it holding up because of temporal stuff, or did someone suspend gravity, or...
It's. I have frozen it in time in the moment, thus it is there.
Ah, temporal. Okay.
he time stopped my beer. You know what?
Yes.
You know, just,
Just the
I'm gonna get
straw.
another beer. Just
Ah, Finlay, you are like this young lady. She is also. You know,
Does she have a
Perhaps
spellbook
you
made
can
out of
make
spider?
her-
Sorry, go ahead.
Hmm?
He was going to say
does she have a what made out of what?
He was about to say she has a spellbook made out of spider webs.
No. Perhaps you can make her understand her new second breath.
oh,
Ah, so she just
Ah.
did that thing I did. What's the term?
awakened.
That, yes.
All right. So you want to give me the rundown on what happened just recently, so I can try and translate it into slightly less than crazy? Looking at Lottie.
Well, recent before the floaty beer thing,
Uh-huh.
they have somehow, some way enticed a large crowd to start a fire inside of a bar after dancing them to near death. So, like, first they were dancing and then they collapsed because I may have insinuated that tonight was their last night, and so they, like, could have died. But then they didn't because I told them to breathe. And then there was destruction and there was a fire, and it was technically not my fault, and I ran out and I pulled a bunch of fire alarms, so hopefully they should all be okay, technically. I got Technicolor Magic Dream coded over here by Siren. Not my worst gig.
You've had worse.
Yeah, well, there was the one festival I
mean-
was at. I was like,
I'm
I mean,
pretty sure you actually may have killed all of those people and then brought them back to life.
okay, but like there were no vegans running around throwing paint at people and yelling at them because it was a barbecue festival and they took offense to that. So the lack of vegans and red paint is the difference in the worstness.
Gotcha. Oh boy. Priorities.
Listen, you try fighting vegans in Texas. Texas of all places. Right? They're like militant vegans. Texas.
That's.
Oh.
He shakes his head. So, anyways, you are not what you were yesterday is probably the most correct statement that has been uttered today.
Yeah, Siren's said that a couple times.
You.
Ah,
Oh, okay. Have you played video games?
I've played games on a beat up Dreamcast before.
Okay, any RPGs like with classes and stuff?
I know general information on. You talking like Dungeon and Dragon shit?
Kinda. You basically just changed classes. You went from being standard mortal to mage, I guess. Appropriate term. I mean,
Okay, but like, don't you have to like sacrifice for something? Like, do some.
sorry, I
hoodoo
didn't hear
hoodoo
that.
Sacrifices and like hoodoo. I just told people to dance.
I mean, I do that, but not everyone does it
We
the same
can.
way.
There are different ways. Okay, 1 second. She'll go back to drinking some of the beer up from the air. Okay, continue.
Yeah, there's lots of different groups. They do things differently. All of them work. So I mean, I don't think it doesn't seem like there's a wrong way to do it
you're
necessarily.
getting a little ahead of yourself here, Femi. We need to pat down that she now has been given the keys to the universe, and she has been given a game genie
Keys to me.
for all existence.
I mean,
Okay, but like, does the universe have 4-wheel drive? You said keys to the universe. What the fuck does that mean?
he means key codes, like cheat codes.
The universe is no
Programming?
longer stable. The universe is no longer.
You're a walking glitch, though that's a very negative way
Okay.
of phrasing it.
There are things that you can do now that you couldn't do before, and there are grander things you can do in time.
So, like having an old song and just doing a little bit of a remix in it. Basically. You change the waves, but you're still in the same song. It's just that one beat is the alternate beat.
The thing is, so I wish I would have studied more Flash here in magic school. But
There's a magic school? Okay.
At least you got to go to magic school.
you're always welcome to show up.
Magic.
We have classes on Sunday.
What?
Somewhere out
Do you
there.
have exams as well? Prep study? The fuck?
By the way, I will point out, Liam, your phone buzzes.
Damn it.
Don't you dare invite him.
Oh, god damn it. Who is this? I look at the phone.
It's from Magister D'Onofrio.
1 second. This is going to be loud. He's going to turn on the phone and he's going to hold it like a foot from his head.
Like a howler.
No, it's a text message. Literally, all you have on the text message is "No!" Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
He's going to look up.
Interesting text.
And he's going to look around. He'll look left.
Did you get a dick
Look
pic?
right. Hold on.
Is it a bad text?
Are you watching me?
Dude, I was talking to
Hold on.
people for all of like a minute, and that shit happened. It happens.
Are you watching me? Do I not get any privacy? As he's looking around at like various corners or reflective surfaces or the floating beer. And he's got this kind of like mildly annoyed look on his face.
The short answer to that question, dear, is yes.
The fuck?
She's behind me, isn't she?
Right behind you.
Hi, lady.
For the record, for those of you who are looking behind him, this woman literally stepped out of nowhere, right behind Liam, like right behind him.
Nice
She
trick.
also has a Technicolor Code of Dreams, except hers is like white.
I'm just waiting for Liam's reaction to "I'm always watching you." 5,
You,
4, 3, 2, 1.
you are such a lawyer.
She'll shrug and she'll say, I'm pretty sure that when you take the Hermetic Oath, you sign away all real rights to privacy. You do know that, right?
There
So
was,
is
the shower amendment.
Yes. Well, that's mostly because in my defense. Well, no, there really is no defense to that. Ooh. For the record, this woman whose appearance 5, her spec is in sexual, will step around the side of Liam, and she'll walk straight up to Lottie, clearly having no concept or clue on personal space, and she'll look her up and down, and she'll say, "Hello, very nice to meet you."
Lottie will raise up her glasses and smile. It's very nice to meet you too.
Liam, I like her.
Good.
You will marry her immediately and bear me an indeterminate amount of grandchildren.
I don't think that was in the oath.
Looks at Liam. Looks at Liam.
I don't think that was in the oath.
I don't know if it'd work.
Damn it. Curses, spoiled again. It's very nice to meet you, my dear. My name is Alexandre de Noffrier.
Nice to meet you as well, Madame Joffrey. Or Magister. What's your title?
Magister. My proper name is Alexandra, but you can... Actually, you know what? You can call me Alexandra. Liam, you may never call me Alexandra.
Yes,
Am
Am I
ma'am.
still allowed to call you the Baroness of Boom? That was
The
not.
Baroness of
I
what?
wish that was in character.
No, that only Jackie may call her that.
He thinks that though, and he still doesn't. No, he actually does have a mind shield. Crap.
Yes, he does. Otherwise, there would be a punch swinging towards his face right now.
I mean, it's more to do with explosions, but
But she'll smile and she'll say, "So, is this poor little lost guppy new then?"
Yup.
Very new, very lost. I'd love some heads up. Any information is good.
Oh well. Right, let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start, you know. Congratulations, you're a wizard, Harry.
Sure. I guess I am Harry, sure. What about wizards? Are we talking like the game wizards or like the whoosh, psh, kind of
D'Onofrio
wizardry?
will take her. She's wearing white gloves for the record, and she'll put one of the gloves in her mouth, and she'll ease it off her hand. And you notice the fact that she's got tattoos of sigils and marks in a language you don't understand, and in weird alignments and spiraling patterns all over her hand. And she'll snap
Lottie's heart.
and she'll snap her fingers, and you'll see her entire hand from the point of her longest finger down to her wrist is sheathed in flame. And she'll say, "Very much the whoosh kind, if you ask me."
Must have been really cool.
it's gonna look
Just
at Liam and be
gonna
like,
say-
"Why can't you do stuff like that?"
You can do stuff like that? She'll look at Liam. How do you not do stuff like that?
That's because he doesn't come from the cool house.
Okay. I come from
Liam.
House Nerd. She comes from House Vivacious Party.
I was going to say, if you called me House Pyromaniac, I would have been sad. You would not have been invited to any of the good parties.
I know better than that.
Wonderful. Last time Rory called me a member of House Pyromaniac, I informed him that he was technically a member of House I'm Gonna Go Fuck a Fairy.
I mean, not wrong.
Why does that not surprise me?
I have
Fair, fair.
words. Moving swiftly along.
They're fair.
Subject change.
What?
Yeah. But let's not talk about that right now. There are things about that right now.
Okay.
So, how long have you been you, as it were, dear?
Looks at non-existent watch on her wrist. I'm gonna say maybe 3 hours. Not
Ah.
even.
Right, well, how's that going for you? By the way, at
The
this
balance
point,
of life and
at this point, the burger is placed in front of you.
burger, delicious burger. Talk to you later. She'll look over at Alexandra. Well, of about 2-ish hours, the matter of life over death was shifted quickly as a song and a proclamation for myself. And then a decent, pretty bar got burned down. Maybe. Who knows? Not sure if it survived. But there were Molotov cocktails being thrown about, apparently. And I had no part in that, technically. I may have just suggested it to people merely via song, and, well, I didn't get
If
paid,
it helps,
so I'm
dear,
upset about that.
when I came into my powers or awoke, as it were, have you ever heard of the Great Fire of London?
Yes. Oh.
Yes.
Alright.
I like how she's just like, yes, yes. Now then.
So it's sort of like a natural thing with us or something, or are we just lucky?
Hmm?
Is fire like a natural thing for birds, or did we just get lucky?
No, the ability to do this, for the record, she'll flick her hand, and you know what? She'll make a small dragon, as in an actual like Western style dragon with 4 legs, appear in her hand, made entirely out of fire. Before she'll close her hand again, and she'll say, "It takes an awful lot of work to master." Someone, she'll kind of give Liam major side eye, had better get on that at some point.
I'm sorry, I specialized in whiteout.
I know.
Like this type you sniff, or like snow?
I specialize in undoing the things that are done.
So like the type you sniff. Gotcha.
So, wait, okay, allow me to do that. Allow me to give the explanation. Yes, Kim, your dragon's definitely cooler. On a side note, from Kim's bag, a large dragon face will emerge. It is the face of a white Chinese lung dragon with a long mustache.
Oh my goodness.
Mistress, he will say, kind of looking up at Kim.
She doesn't look up from her sketch pad. She'll say yes.
I would like some rice wine. Would you procure me rice wine?
Looks up at the bartender with that kind of look like, do you have it?
He'll nod.
She's just gonna look at him, expecting him to go get it.
He will scurry about. He will place some rice wine in a bowl, which he will leave on the bar. At which point you will see this dragon rise up out of Kim's bag. It's about 5-6 feet long. Will rise up and basically start to hover in midair as it will, before its little legs will connect with the bar, and it will walk along the bar until it puts its snout into the rice wine and begins to drink happily.
That's dragon? That's an actual dragon? That's a dragon. That's a... Okay.
Liam's gonna nod.
Buried dragons. Hands full of flames. Registers.
And spellbooks made out of spider webs.
Like legit?
I think
How
that's-
would you even write on that?
I think that's a you thing, dear.
That still exists.
How do you write? You know what? I'm just gonna eat this burger and hopefully the blood sugar will rise.
I will assure you, you're not having a hallucination. But then again, I suppose that's exactly what a hallucination would say.
It does say those
Yes.
things. Consumes burger.
As much as you wish you were hallucinating, unfortunately you were not.
This is
Well,
a strange new world that you're getting, that you now live in.
hey, I'll believe it. But like I should still eat though.
By the way, Finley's going to walk over to Siren if he's still there.
He is. He's kind of being amused by something in the background.
He's going to quietly say to him, "So, I've got a meeting coming up, which might be interesting. I've never met your father."
Siren's response is, well, the first piece of advice I can give is for the love of all that you may hold dear, don't remind him of the fact he has a son. You'll go a long way with that. It's your not opening comment.
That's a good thing. I'm picturing the best scenario being answer questions as directly as possible, as honestly as possible, and make no commentary at all.
You'll go far with an attitude like that.
He just kind of speaks up from the bar to Siren and just says, "Oh, so you have a father similar to mine then? Wishing they never had children."
Yes. Something like that. How can I explain? Well, at least your father's an utter pervert. Mine, I don't know, regrets ever having given into pseudo-temptation. But then again, I suppose that's the priesthood for you.
Fair enough.
You see Siren shrug. So, but we will have to find out, Siren says, walking back towards Lottie, exactly what it is you can do and teach you what it is you need to know.
So that I don't kill more people? Because not killing people is a good idea.
Well, you had just experienced your awakening, and in that moment, when you take your second breath, when the power of the world fills you, then you can do amazing things. But after that point, your powers... He contemplates. He kind of doesn't understand. It's not that he doesn't understand the words, but he's trying to get the right one. Dissipate to the point where you are nowhere near as powerful as you were in that first breath for a very long time.
So, okay, well, that kind of sucks. Alright, I mean, not that I want the ability to just tell people to stop breathing, because the song suggests it.
There are very few people in the city. There are very few people in the city who have the ability to simply order someone to stop breathing and they will obey. I can think of 3.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Yeah, there. You
Well,
have a
she's-
world of infinite possibilities. All you need to do is know what you want to achieve, and then use the right means to get there.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck is going on. All I do is try an apple, and all of a sudden, whoosh, whole place goes up in flames.
You are a member of my house, one way or the other. You are like me, and I know you, or I knew who you were, but we'll discuss that more at a later date.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything
So-
I can, like, read up on or something?
I am the keeper of the library, so I can help you with that.
That is fantastic, because I would probably need to use that library.
Siren kind of raises a finger in question, and he'll say, coincidentally, does anyone know why my father is called a summit of the tradition?
I can say it in one word, and then we can drop the subject. Changelings.
There's a facepalm of ages. What did you do?
But
No, you didn't.
There.
This has to be interesting.
Well, the important thing is I didn't give away any secrets, because I have a slight survival instinct.
D'Onofrier will stand from where she was sitting, and she will very, very calmly, actually eerily calmly, walk to the bar, get a bottle of whiskey, cap it, drink the entire 2-liter contents before throwing it against the wall, take a deep breath, exhale that breath, and look at Finlay. Did you anger them?
Nope.
Did you promise anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, wait, did he? Out of character. I'm trying to think if anything. I think there's nothing open-ended on him right now. So, no, that should probably still be a no.
Okay.
Short version. I'd run across them unintentionally, I might add, a couple times. And I may have mentioned that it was kind of unfortunate that relations were as they are. I'm not suggesting anything overly naive, just more of a, hey, let's focus on other issues and not, I don't know. Suffice to say, a meeting was arranged.
There's a pallid look forming on Liam's face in this. Oh no!
Oh, the meeting already happened. That was.
Oh,
If
no.
it helps, the room is noticeably about 5 degrees warmer than it was.
Yeah. No, to answer your question, though, nothing was agreed to. It was more of a both sides went, okay, sure, let's go back and find out if we can avoid anything unpleasant. Because both sides would like to avoid anything unpleasant.
Why is it? What was it? Magister Janoffer will look at Liam and she'll say, do we not tell people? Do we not?
I tell the story every time it comes up. People ask me why we don't deal with the fucking fairies, and I tell them about what happened in Boston in 1974, where like 3 people made a promise that weren't affiliated with everything, and a whole chantry got sacked to the ground. Sacked, gone. But no, everybody wants to go talk to the goddamn fae.
So we do have fairies.
Don't
Yes.
fuck with the fairies.
Liam, tell this poor unfortunate child about Boston immediately.
All right, so Boston, 1973, 74. Events are kind of hazy. Most people don't clearly remember it. Couple of people out of a chantry that housed multiple types of, multiple mages of various different traditions. Congratulations, you learned something new. That's what we call ourselves. We're the traditions. Order Hermes.
Okay.
So, a bunch of different types of people who can rewrite the universe, like you've seen so far, who had no local real authority or political power, decided that they were high and mighty and riding the ultimate cosmic power high, decided to make a couple of deals with the fairies. And then they went back on that deal. And then half of Boston was burned to the ground by 6 changelings who were slighted.
Okay. So rather than like finding the proverbial horse head, they just decimated a city.
They were promised things, and then when the promises came due, people refused to pay.
So bitches got stitches. Okie dokes.
So when the bill came due, they told the people, these high and mighty changelings told the high and mighty mages told the changelings to go fuck themselves after the changelings had done what the changelings had agreed to.
To be fair,
then they were shunted across America. They came back a few weeks later, and everything was gone. Just gone. All magic wiped. Just every spell undone. Do not fuck with the fairies. Never say I promise. Never shake hands. Just don't do it.
Okay. Maybe just give them a wide berth.
Didn't you say there was a house of yours? Did they follow a slightly different memo?
No, they are. She'll kind of look. They are what we call in whenever we need a specialist on a topic.
Hmm.
Yes.
And Rory is part of that house.
Yes. Austin,
Yes.
which house is it again? I can't remember. I know it's a member of Ex Miscellanea, but which
Yeah.
house is it?
I'm pulling it up now. Give me a minute.
They used to be one of the actual houses back in Dark Ages.
Yeah, then they
got, Ex Miscellanea because Changeline's slightly less relevant.
wait a second. Pulling it up. I want to say it starts with a V.
I think it starts with a V or a B.
Yeah.
It's not Bonissagus. That's different.
No, I am House Bonissagus.
House Nerd.
Yes.
I'm always going to think of it that way. Thank you.
Just got the book open. Now I gotta find the right page.
How it's called House. Sorry, House Maritina or Maritina, Meorinita.
Marinita. Yeah.
Marinita. There we go.
Yeah.
But yes. So technically speaking, she'll kind of look at Liam and she'll sigh and say, "I can't. This is why I like being in the Order. When you fuck up, I get to yell at you, but I technically can't yell at him, can I?"
I mean, you do
for the
outrank him in
record-
the city.
Not just that, but I have never yet objected to being yelled at if I've done something stupid. So
The thing is, when she yells at me, there's a good chance I'm going to catch on fire. When she yells at you, probably not.
that is fair. I would rather not catch on fire.
All right.
Until I learn how to put them out with magic. Or find a good trough of water.
Stop, drop, and roll.
But that's also a trick.
Okay. Simple. Don't fuck with fairies. It's actually, believe it or not, for those of you who don't know, it's in our code of conduct that we swear to adhere to. So, when the event that changelings are angered, guess who has to deal with it? Yeah.
Trust me, the entire reason this was being brought up was to avoid angering them, because apparently, how was it phrased, Ikaro, at that meeting? I think it was
She just kind of looks up and she blinks and she's like, "Oh, excuse me, were you actually expecting that I paid attention during that? It got rather boring."
Well, it was kind of slow at points, but that's a lot better than the alternative.
No, I think this was all because you just want to play with the fairies. At least from what I gathered during the meeting.
Then that's not how it's supposed to come across, but look, here's the thing. There are other issues for people to deal with in this city. We don't need to make an enemy. And the way things were going, we'd been getting pretty damn close from everything I had heard from people on our side of the fence and people I had run into from their side of the fence. And when both people on both sides of the fence are saying things are getting unpleasant and they're worried about what might happen, something needs to be done to ensure things don't blow up.
Well, no, it's just this constant. It's this constant overlap between the two. Overlap does not need to happen. They can stay on their side of the sandbox, and we can stay on our side of the sandbox, and thus everyone has enough sand to play in.
For that to happen, a meeting had to happen so that could be discussed. Lines have to be drawn officially.
So, on whose authority are you doing this map making?
I didn't.
But you just said that you had a meeting with them in order
discuss.
Oh, I was there, but I wasn't in charge of it. Thought I was. I wasn't. He looks a little bit sullen at that.
She's pulled out her fan and she's fanning herself, but she's trying to hide the massive amused smile behind the fan.
Madam Ikiro, please enlighten us as to what you find so devilishly amusing.
I don't think you'd enjoy most of what I find amusing, to be fair.
Oh, try me. I think that I could find something suitably hilarious in the event I have to.
Okay, well, I suppose that will be a conversation between yourself and myself at a later date then, so that I can fully explain. But for right now, no. I find it amusing because, well, I think from what I remember, she shuts her fan and she taps her lower lip with it. You must remember, I wasn't paying much attention. It was dull. But while this meeting did happen, there were several mages there. Myself and my brother included. And, well, I think you've met my brother? Have you? I'm not sure.
There's a
Yes.
there's a visible grimace.
Yes, you have indeed. That day you made Miss Samira pass out because you decided to torment her with your breasts. Yes.
Blink, blink, blink.
I was leaning across to get something. Miss Samira's sensibilities are her own sensibility.
No, not from what I remember. You stand up and purposely showed her everything and you got very close. And then when she passed out, then you backed off. But that is neither here nor
Meeting
there.
You guys must have.
What was that? Sorry, look, Maya.
Some meetings you guys must have.
Alexandra will turn to say, maybe we can have a meeting later, but that's neither here nor there for now. Continue.
That's because you want to get into the pants of every hot woman here in the city.
Hi, Kim.
Hi!
How are you, Kim?
Fine.
You're feeling warm today.
No, Kim is feeling more than warm. Hi, Kim. Do you want to dodge a fireball?
I mean, yeah, that's amenable to me. I can do that.
I just have to see. Give me a second. I have to roll the actual bloody thing. God damn it, Kim.
This is why we don't mess with House Fireball.
They
Not
are
my
kind of house.
fault.
They are kind of House Fireball. You'll hear her spit in Enochian, and thus it is all who stand before the Tempest shall burn. For the record, hey Liam, you might want to duck and cover and bring the nice new girl with you.
So, yeah. Gots to go! Put!
Betting Siren's already vacated the building because he was never. Time magic.
So I'm guessing now Lottie's underneath the table, just chewing on her burger, watching from afar.
Oh, sorry, I completely missed it. The calculations that I was difficulty 3. Okay, Kim, dodge like a motherfucker.
3.
How many,
I actually need to work this out because I've never actually had to roll damage against dodging against magic because I know it's a thing.
Give me a second. I've got the book open.
Thank you.
BRB got to pull stuff out of the oven. I
Other
assume
stuff.
Finley's ducking and covering.
Because I know that she makes the spell, but then is her Arete roll also her roll to hit, or does she roll separately to hit?
I'm. Do. Psychic assaults, dodging, and so any physical attack, fireball, mystic blade, plasma bolt, etc., directed at a solid thing can be dodged if it's capable of dodging. They dodge under combat, dex, athletics at diff 6, subtract successes from incoming attack. Successes remaining determine how much damage is done.
But is it the successes from the Arete roll they dodge, or is it another time, or is it like
It's
to make a
the
dex
Arete roll.
athletics to throw the damn thing?
Your Arete roll is your attack roll, and remaining effects remaining successes will determine the amount of damage.
Okay, because I don't believe there is an amount of damage that one success will yield. Kim, you managed to get away.
Forces automatically deals 1.
Oh yes, and of course. Oh shit! And forces automatically adds an extra success, doesn't it, to the damage chart? So it would in fact be it does. So and mind automatically reduces 1. So it would in fact be 2 successes into effect, which would be 4 levels of act. I think it goes 1, 4, 6, 13 or something.
Damage. One is none plus 1, so 2 plus. So damage. Base 1 success is none, 2 is 2, 3 is 6, 4 is 8. Forces
in that case,
also adds just a flat plus 1.
All right. Hey Kim, soak 3 aggravated. Can you do the soak thing?
Don't forget, I got 3 successes on my dodge roll.
I need to mentally. Oh yes, no, you are good actually. Yeah, no, sorry, my apologies. Yep. So your clothing will be ever so slightly singed.
So Yuki will just kind of look up at her at that and say, I mean, I suppose that's one way to deal with all of your problems, or anyone who slightly says something about you, which wasn't really an insult considering it's very true.
Liam, you might want to do something.
So I'm prepping a nope.
Oh, okay. You're prepping a holy stroke.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm gonna roll the Magister's willpower to see if she calms the fuck down. Hashtag that brash flaw.
Right.
So has Siren mysteriously vacated the building? Because my money was on him actually doing that.
No. Siren is... she does calm down. Siren is very visibly protecting Lottie, actually.
Neat.
The Magister will calm
Who's
down.
like- No, just Lottie's poking her head from behind Siren to still see. She's like, I want to watch them.
The Magister will calm down and sluice her hair back, and she'll take a deep inhalation of breath that she'll let out through her nostrils, and she'll say, "Now then, where was I?" So, needless to say, I'm sure that the Archbishop in his wisdom will speak to the council about interacting with the changelings, and the council will make its own decision. That seem nice and kosher to everybody. Oh, Liam, congratulations. You're going to be aiding Magister Crowshaw as his aide.
Ah, shit. Okay.
If it helps, it does mean that you don't have to dodge fireballs that day.
I appreciate that.
It's rather fun.
Is she getting ready to leave?
As she is tooling up to leave, you get the distinct impression, yes.
Finley's actually going to, once he's sure that the ambient temperature is no longer like about to reach critical,
Yeah.
he is going to walk over and just quietly, and he actually looks really concerned. He's just going to say very simply, "You know I'm trying to help, right? I'm not doing this to get a power trip or anything else. I don't want to see two groups of people that could be, as you say, in their own corners, gearing up to kill each other," which seems to be what was happening.
If you were my apprentice, and I've had many apprentices in my time, I would tell you simply this. You don't understand what it is you're messing with. You don't understand what the sandbox is, and you most certainly do not understand the powers that you're trucking with, one way or another. And bear in mind, Sunshine, the path to hell is paved in what?
Point taken.
She'll take a deep, once again, calming breath, and she'll say, once again, however the council decides, if they decide that we will have friendly and cordial relations with changelings, that's fine. If they decide that we won't, we won't. Then again, it's all up to the decision of the council in this matter. Ultimately, look, I don't know you very well, Mr. Weiss, and frankly, I don't think I ever will. That's fine. You're not necessarily my type of person. You view things in a different way from me. That's fine. However, ultimately, it's individuals like me who police individuals like you and make sure that your fuck-ups, if there are fuck-ups, do not come back to bite the rest of us. Do you understand?
Completely.
Fine. I think that Mr. Murphy might be able to give you a better understanding. Go and fucking, I don't know. Try and... I don't know. I shouldn't have lost my temper. I'm going to go and take a walk.
Understood. He's not going to try and smooth that over. He's just walking away.
She will walk out the door.
Oh. As soon as she is out the door, he is going to release a fairly deep breath in a very almost panicked state. Oh boy.
She
Well, that
seems
was fun.
interesting.
And that's a good
I like
day.
this Alexandra. I like this Alexandra.
She's good people. They throw great... Her house throws great parties.
And fireballs.
For the record, Liam, for your perspective, in case it's important, Alexandra D'Onofrio, she is a war hero in the sense that she's been fighting the technocracy for as long as most people can remember, and she's very good at it. She does not do politics or people very well. That's the reason why she's not the head magister in the city, and she's only here as the assistant of the other one.
Yeah.
So essentially, she's also here as a specialist.
Essentially, yes.
Essentially. Just a higher ranking specialist.
Yeah.
Well, that could have gone ways. Glad it was only one. And she didn't do the Phoenix thing.
There's a phoenix thing?
That's what I call it. Where waves of fire pulse in all directions for an infinite amount of space and time.
So like a
So
major...
kind of like that. So kind of like that thing in the Harry Potter movie that Dumbledore does.
No. More like out of the comic book, where city blocks just go up in flames.
Ooh, that's a little bit more. Yeah. I like not being disintegrated.
So do I.
Imagine disintegration is a little cumbersome.
It
And just
hurts.
Move out of the way.
It's how you get good at getting out of the way.
By learning to dodge fireballs on a daily basis.
Or
It is rather
whatever-
fun.
Or whatever else they happen to throw at you.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's a wrench, sometimes it's fireball, sometimes it's a car.
You mean like it's being driven or it's being thrown at you?
Dropped on, thrown, falling
Ouch.
horizontally. Because things can fall horizontally. It's another important lesson for you. Sorry, your name again? Looking over.
Bobby?
Lottie. That's another thing. Up and down have no real meaning anymore, depending on how you choose to go at it.
Well, I think I'm going to take a powder before I piss anyone else off.
She generally likes to walk towards the left. I would suggest going right.
I got a car on the street. It's all good.
I still suggest going right.
That's home, so I'll go that way. And he'll just grab... Well, he didn't even stay to get a drink, so he'll just head out. Gives a nod to the folks he knows and doesn't know, and heads out.
I'll wave to Finley. So, and then looking over at Lottie. So that's... Life is a Mage 101. That's some shenanigans. Tempers flare, fireballs get thrown, dragons drink sake, and people walk through space and time.
Awesome.
You're going to have to probably talk with a group of people to try and figure out who you best mesh with.
As I've said, Siren will say, she is one of us.
Throws his hands up. All right. I'm not going to question the one who can see all that was, all that is, and all that will be.
I'm not quite that good, Mr. Murphy, but I'm relatively all right.
Close enough for me.
He'll smile and he'll ruffle his hair. I'm like, good, Murphy.
So
Now then,
there's a lot of learning you're going to have to do, Lottie. Lot of learning.
Got my stage name for a reason. Excel in excess. All right.
I'd keep the Tylenol on hand. The headaches. It'll help with the headaches.
Apples help too. Just smile while lifting her glass of apple juice.
Well, you could be a mind mage, so that also helps. May have the flair for messing with people's brains.
Maybe. But thank you.
Oh, bother.
Siren will smile and he will say, Miss Lottie, have you finished your food?
Thank you for bringing me here.
This is a safe place. Despite the fireballs that might not be thrown on the inside, I suppose. But I wanted to show you the world. Now you've seen a glimpse of it. He'll hold out his hand and he'll say, let me show you the rest.
All right.
Okay. On that note, we're going to end the scene. Siren will take our darling new little Lottie to his library, at which point you will spend the next few days in character, reading and familiarizing yourself with things. You are still, of course, free to scene, but you will be learning the things, and that will be your justification for the buying of the lores I gave you on your sheet.
Sweet.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another Scene in Darkness in Dublin. Peace out, y'all.